Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Khadirah Muhammad of Khadirah.com, your marketing automation engineer, teaching you all things about marketing automation, systems and processes, and outsourcing your way to freedom. In this video, we're going to be talking about the number 3 top virtual assistant job boards that I personally use in order to find my own virtual assistants and virtual assistants for my clients. So the important part about finding a virtual assistant is really just like where to actually go. People talk a lot about, go hire one, go hire one, go hire one. There's multiple different ways to actually hire a virtual assistant. You can go through different companies and agencies, but the more popular way is usually just to go through a job board online that you can actually post a job and just request a virtual assistant for the job that you're trying to get hired for. So the number 1 job board I'm actually going to describe to you all, it's called onlinejobs.ph. It is a job board that specifically is for hiring virtual assistants in the Philippines. So hence the .ph at the end of it. So the reason I've talked about in other videos about why somebody might want to specifically hire a virtual assistant from the Philippines, it's just the fact that in the culture, they work inside of the US based time zones very efficiently. If they're a VA, they probably have already done it before. And they have the experience, they have the know-how. Honestly, VAs can come in all shapes and sizes from around the US. I'm not really like super country specific. I'm sorry, not the US. Look at me being US centric. Different VAs can come from all over the world, in the geographic area. And so I'm not super like country specific. I tend to have my virtual assistant from Venezuela. I actually like that a lot. They're Spanish speaking. They help me with my clients as well. And they're often already inside of the US based time zones versus the Philippines, where in the Philippines it's about 12-hour difference. Like I'm in Eastern Standard Time, it's about a 12-hour difference in the Philippines. So it can make a big difference in terms of how you're able to talk to them and be able to get things done, because when you're working, they're sleeping, and when they're working, you're sleeping. And so communication can sometimes be an issue, but I've talked about that before in my other video that talked about virtual assistants in the Philippines. So when it's hiring people in the Philippines, onlinejobs.ph is the place to go. A job board works very similarly like Upwork, or really if you're on Indeed, you really just create the job posting. You detail out what exactly you're looking for. You can categorize it. You can tell people, hey, I'm looking for somebody in administration, or I'm looking for somebody who's familiar with prospecting, or I'm looking for somebody who's familiar with like running campaigns or dealing with the CRM of choice that you're using. Right, so it's up to you how you want to detail that out. I talk a little bit more on how to actually hire and how to actually find people on job boards in my course, How to Hire a VA, but this is going to be very helpful for you right here. And by the way, the link to onlinejobs.ph and all the job boards are going to be down below in the description. So the next place, the next job board that I utilize personally is called Freelancer.com. So Freelancer is just kind of a one-all, I'm not gonna call it a catch-all, but it's not specific to just virtual assistants. You can find different individuals for a wide variety of tasks. I found freelancers that I wanted to outsource some of my advertising work. I've hired freelancers that I wanted to help me with my CRM. I've hired freelancers to help me with just prospecting, with administration duties, regular traditional virtual assistant duties, so on and so forth. Freelancer is really, really good, especially I think if you're trying to find specific technical work to be done. If you're trying to find technical work, you probably are going outside of the realm of like just a virtual assistant, and you really need somebody who has the technical know-how. For example, I just hired a not virtual assistant, but a freelancer to help me with my Google ad campaigns, because my team was kind of having a lot. We had this client, they're a little bit of like short term for us. And so I knew, okay, cool, we can just hire this out to somebody else and they'll cover it for however much that they're charging, right? So, it's really, really good. And the same thing is that you just write out what you're looking for, but you can go to them. And if you're looking for more technical work, I would go to freelancer.com. And then the last place I use for finding virtual assistants, especially traditional virtual assistants, is guru.com. I found that I don't know what it is about Guru.com, but I used it very much in the beginning when I was just starting to outsource and whatnot a few years ago. And it's been tremendous for me. I go back to it all the time. I don't know if it's just the clientele that are on there, the type of people that are applying. You can be very specific. There's not a lot of drawbacks to Guru.com. It's just very straight and to the point, just like any other job board. I've hired virtual assistants from like India, from Pakistan, from Venezuela, from the Philippines, even US-based virtual assistants as well. So you can find them all on these job boards. You know, again, I'm not super like country specific. Like I've mentioned multiple times, I tend to have virtual assistants from Venezuela, but I'll hire from any country if I think that they'll do the work. So I hope this was very helpful for you. Again, all the links to the job boards that I mentioned are going to be down below. If you're also wondering kind of what's the difference between maybe onlinejobs.ph and Guru.com, because I didn't mention this before, Guru.com is more, it's not specific to just a country, so you can get a wide variety. You can get some technical people in Guru.com, but I found that there's different levels of quality if I use Freelancer.com. I find it's just be a little bit more helpful when I'm looking for more technical work. Maybe that's just me and my experience, but it's what I think is going to be good for you all. So thank you so much for watching this video. It's pretty short, sweet, to the point, you guys. I want to be able to help you out and just not just outsourcing, but really automating yourself out of your business and helping you give yourself your own time back. Okay, so if you want to learn more about how to hire a virtual assistant, what to look for on these job boards, and more in-depth knowledge, go ahead and check out my course, How to Hire a VA, which I'm going to link below. And you can find a lot more information, more blogs, more videos like these on my actual website, which is Khadirah.com. So please give this a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share this video out to anybody who's interested in hiring a VA. They're going to find this very, very helpful. And I will see you all in the next video.